What's up, guys? My name is Matt McCoy, aka Acoustic Selection. In this video, I'm going to go over 5 things that when I teach somebody brand new to guitar, their 5 struggles and kind of a quick little way to fix those. Struggle number 1 that I actually see all the time, I wish this was not true. Their guitar is super cheap. So I don't care if it's me, I don't care if it's your worship leader at church, I don't care if it's John Mayer, anybody who plays that guitar is going to sound terrible. It will not stay tuned. The strings are so hard to press down. To get a clear sounding chord is next to impossible. So the beginner has their fingers in the right spot, they're strumming the right strings, but the chords sound like this. I see it all the time. A quick little fix I would say is, because this is what happens, you don't know if you're going to stick with guitar. So since you don't know you're going to stick with it, you're afraid to invest a lot of money in a good guitar, so you buy about a $50, $100 guitar. It just sounds like trash, and ultimately you sound terrible because you have a trashy guitar, so then you never get into playing, and it spirals on and on and on. I would do 2 things. 1, I would go to a guitar center. Once you learn a few chords, maybe you learn a G chord and a D chord, and you get pretty comfortable with those, I would go to a guitar center, a Sam Ash, maybe a friend that has a nice guitar, like a Taylor, a Martin, a Gibson, a Yamaha, something like that. And I would actually play it just to see, whoa, it's not me that sucks so bad, it's my guitar. So I want that to be encouragement. Some of y'all are like, man, I'm already liking this video right now because that's the position I'm in. My parents got me this junky guitar for Christmas. I think I'm doing good. I'm doing what I've seen online, maybe with your lessons, Matt, but my chords, my songs all sound like trash. It's because your guitar is. So go to Sam Ash Guitar Center or find a friend, you can play a nice one. And what you also could do is go to Facebook Marketplace or something and try to upgrade your guitar. Work, save away $20, $30, $50 a month, get you about $200 or $300. Then you find a pretty good one on Facebook Marketplace that you can go and play before you buy another cheap guitar. So that's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2 is they hold the guitar wrong. I was teaching my 10-year-old son a guitar yesterday, and a lot of times they're either way over here, they're hanging on the back, and your arms can't reach, and you can't even see what's going on, or you have your knee. It's hard for me to see in this video. Let me show you down. What happens, I see a lot of times people do too, is your knee is not high enough, so when you have your guitar on your leg, it just slides like this. So the whole time my son was playing yesterday, it would just like slide. So then his hands are like this, and the guitar is almost flat. What you got to do is get a stack of books, a brick or something, whatever it is, and get your knee higher than your waist. Your right leg, if you're right-handed, your right leg has to be higher than the waist position so your guitar doesn't slip. It's right here. It shoves it up. What that's going to do is get the body of the guitar closer to your position to see the chords, get it above here. A lot of times I'll even stand on my other foot. So right now, my right leg standing on my left foot. And then you can tilt it back a little bit. A beginner is not going to be able to keep it straight. You're going to tilt back a little bit, but you can see kind of see those chords and know what you need to do to improve. Let me pick my camera back up. Okay, the third thing I see a lot of people do is, and again, my son did this last night, they drop the pick. They're playing the guitar and they drop the pick inside the sound hole. Happens, okay, you can turn the guitar up, shake it, get it out. I would recommend getting a guitar pick. I use this kind called Dunlop that has a grip. Maybe you can't see that or whatever, but it's a Dunlop guitar. It has a little grip. Those slick picks, especially because you don't want to squeeze the guitar, you don't want to squeeze the pick super tight, or you don't want to have it too loose. It gives you the right amount of texture to hold the pick. And also, I would buy, if I was a beginner, make sure you got a really flimsy pick. Let me say that again. If you're a beginner guitarist, especially learning worship guitar, country music, get a flimsier pick so it can lightly go up and down the strings and make a good sound. And when you got a little grip, you're not going to drop it. Number 4, your fingers hurt so bad. When you're pressing on those strings, they hurt so bad. They're not calloused. You got lines like this, and you walk away with just finger pain. A couple things you can do. I used to teach people in person. You can learn on an electric guitar. A lot of times electric guitars have a little bit easier to press strings. You can still make a good sound. You can have nylon strings, kind of the classical version. That seems to help people. I've also seen, and this is another thing, like for example, this is a really nice guitar. This is a Zager Z80 80CE. But these are pretty expensive guitars. But I just want you to know, when you get a nicer guitar, the action, so to speak, the distance between your strings and the neck. It's going to be a lot easier. Like pressing these strings is way easier than you pressing your cheap little guitar strings, I can promise you. So a fix is a little expensive. It's get a nicer guitar. Or I would say if you have to stick with your cheap guitar, try to get some lighter gauge strings. Strings are based on their medium gauge, heavy, different gauges. I would get a lighter gauge string that you can press to still have a clear sound. And then I would do many short practice sessions. That's how your fingers get calloused. So get the guitar for 2 or 3 minutes. And quit for a little while. Come back in an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Quit for another 2 or 3 hours. Come back for, and I would do multiple of those. And that time under tension, so to speak, it's going to make your fingers get calloused. And they won't be hurting so much. Number 5 is the final thing. When I teach people in person, once they get the chord shapes down, once they have a decent sound, they're starting to do pretty good, they're always going to struggle with strumming. They try to strum on a word of a song, or they're trying to keep a down up, down up, they hit the strings too hard, that kind of thing. Strumming is going to be an obstacle. The way I would say overcome that, start out with just down strums. Remember, let me say this again. More than a pattern like down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. More than any kind of strumming pattern that you might have heard, strumming is all about timing. You want to get a rhythm, a flow, a timing. So you would just do down strums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. After you get more comfortable, you can do an up strum. So there's your 5 things you can work on that I see challenges people all the time have. They own the wrong guitar. They hold the guitar the wrong way. They drop the pick a lot of times. Their fingers hurt when they press the strings. And their strumming sounds awful. Let me say this too. It is absolutely a little plug. I have a strumming course. It's going to change everything, teach you how to think about strumming. Very simple things for beginners. So if you want to go to acousticselection.com, all one word, acousticselection.com, you'll see my ultimate strumming course. I've sold thousands of those things all over the world, and I have so much positive feedback. People think their strumming all sounds the same, and this is really going to switch it up. Help you kind of learn to think, and some simple things you can do that applies to every song you hear in church, on the radio, worship, country, whatever it is. So go check that out, acousticselection.com. It's called the Ultimate Strumming Course. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you got any questions, shoot me a message in the comment. I'd love to check it out. See you guys tomorrow. God bless you.